Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good time. Today, let's talk branding. I'll give
One of the great challenges in this world
this a couple
is knowing
seconds here
enough about a subject to think you're right.
for people
One of the
to,
great challenges
get on board.
is knowing enough about a subject.
If you're watching, say hi and let me know what part of the country you're coming from. If you're watching, turn that off. So today we want to talk about branding, and branding is extremely important to grow your bookkeeping business. And because you can't get clients if you don't have good branding. You may be able to get one client, but you can't successfully start and grow a bookkeeping business without really good branding, because how it works is you have to have really, really good branding, professional branding, so that you can effectively advertise. And when you can effectively advertise, then you can get in front of clients and talk to potential clients. So it really starts, the beginning of how it all starts is the branding. So the first step in branding is coming up with a name for your business. A lot of people use their personal name, and that's fine. I suggest that people use a name that is more associated with the geographical area that they're in. So what I did when I was starting, I used and still do the name. Hi Naz. Hi Danielle. I use the name of the city that I'm in, and also I use the name of the cities that are around me, with bookkeeping at the end of it. So like for where I'm at is Encinitas, I used Encinitas Bookkeeping and Tax. And I highly recommend that you use the geographical area that you're in, because that really helps with search engine optimization. So if somebody is in your town, naturally, just think of how you search for things. If you search for something, for say a plumber, you would probably type in the city that you're at and a plumber, or you're looking in the maps and it pops up that way. So it's really important, I think, to have your city in your name. That doesn't mean that you have to do that, because in the end, it really comes down to having a lot of drive and determination to make things happen. Hi, Brenda. And so if you use your name in your personal name or some other name besides the city that you're in your business name, that's fine. If you have a lot of drive and determination, you can make it happen. So it's not a deal breaker, but I think it's a lot better to have the area that you're covering in your business name. So that being said, you can pick a name that really resonates with you, something that you're proud of, something that really makes you feel proud, because that's a big part of it. It's your image that you're putting forward and the name that you want to present to people. And so if it's really whatever makes you feel really proud, and then but also do think about how people search for bookkeeping, and a lot of times they put in the name of the area that they're in. So the business name is extremely important, I think. And while you're doing that, while you're searching for a business name, you want to also see if the .com is available. So I wouldn't just sit and think of a business name and then run with it. You have to look. I just pull up GoDaddy, and look and see if that .com is available. You don't want to be using a business name and the .com is not available. And I do recommend .com versus .net or any of the others, just because it's most common. Everybody knows about .com. Everybody naturally just thinks .com. So whatever business name you think, get in front of the computer, pull up GoDaddy, start typing in the names that you want and see if they're available. So pick one that is available, and then you want to snag that name. That's what a domain name is. So a domain name is the address that you're typing in to go somewhere. So whatever.com is the domain name. So you want to definitely have the domain name available and then snag that. So if you don't have, you can use GoDaddy or any of the other ones. GoDaddy's, everybody's heard of GoDaddy. You can just go to GoDaddy, type in the .com, the business name that you want. After you finally decide on one, then you can then you can purchase it. You purchase that domain. And it's really affordable. It's only like $11-13 for a year, and then you can buy multiple years at a time, or just buy 1 year at a time. If you would just want to try this out, it'll prompt you getting close to when your year's up, and you can re-up the domain name. So you definitely want to have the business name that also has the domain name, and get the domain name. So once you have the domain name, you can get hosting for that domain name, and you can get a website. But before you do that, you want to get a logo. So you've decided on the business name. You've secured the domain name that matches the business name, and now you're ready for the logo. So by the way, I posted up on the chat that we have a logo designer that's in-house, and also website designer. And I talked to them to work out a deal where I could offer it to you guys less. So if you see the link in the chat section that takes to the store, those are 50% off. And I'm gonna keep that going today, maybe tomorrow, so that you guys can get logos and websites for 50% off normal. So it's a really good deal. We have really good designers, and we'll get to the website here in a bit. But the logo, so let's talk about the logo. A lot of people try to design their own logo, and there's ways you can do that yourself. But it's not super expensive to get a logo, especially when it's 50% off. But I can't say enough about how professional the logo has to be. You can't cut corners on the branding. All of the branding together, I do not recommend cutting corners, because, like I said, you can't effectively have good advertising and get in front of clients if you don't have good branding. So do not cut corners on the branding. Make sure your branding is done by a professional, and so that it looks really, really sharp and you're really proud of it. I've seen a lot of bad logos out there, a lot of bad websites, and you got to think about if your potential client is shopping around, they're looking for somebody to do their bookkeeping, and they're looking at your branding, because that's what they're going to see first. When you advertise, they're going to see your branding. So they're going to see your branding and advertising versus somebody else's. And if somebody else's looks more professional than yours, there's a good chance that they're going to go with them instead of you. So you can definitely get clients and not get clients by how the quality of your branding. So make sure your logo and your website, which we'll talk about in a bit, is top notch. And logos, they should be. One thing I'll say about logos is you want it to be able to look good up close and small, and also from a distance. So I would, when you're thinking about your branding, try not to make it too busy. You want it to be able to just be simple yet effective. Not too simple, and also definitely not too complicated and not too much detail. Some people try to put all kinds of detail into a logo, and you can't really tell what it is. And that makes it not look so professional. So there's a nice balance there between having it look good, small, big, from a distance, right colors, and that's where the professional comes in. They will help you avoid those pitfalls. So good logo. So now you've got your business name, you've got your domain name, you've secured that with maybe GoDaddy or one of the other ones, and you're getting your logo done. Now once you have all that, and by the way, we'll go over your questions when I get through with this, and I'm happy to answer all your questions. So you have your business name, domain name, logo now. Once you have that done, you can have your website made. So because your logo is going to go on your business card, and by the way, our logo designer, he does part of what's included is the business card design. So that's really nice, so that you can have business cards to pass out. So once you have all that, then you can do your website. And what I recommend is, so back, if you remember back in the day, their websites, and a lot of them still are, they have all these different tabs, different pages. Things have gotten really simple now, and it's great. Mine, I've been using mine for about 10 years now, my current one, and it is just a single page. It's called a landing page website, and it's just a simple but very effective website. It has the logo on it, my name on it, phone number on it, clickable phone number on it, email, the services I provide, and a submit form. That is how simple it can be, and that's how simple I recommend it be. You don't want them to be looking all over. For this industry, for bookkeeping, some industries it's important to have all that kind of stuff, like Apple. They have a lot of different things going on. So, but for bookkeeping, you want people to be able to just go to your website. It's just one page. All of your information is short and sweet on that page, and they can easily click to call you or email you. They know what the services you provide, all nice and simple and concise. That's what I recommend for this for bookkeeping businesses. Just a simple one-page website, and I can give you an example of that. Just email me, and I can send you an example of that. So that all of that can with our designers, all that can happen within a week. You can work. Getting your business name and the domain name is what you would work on. I'd give you a logo guide to fill out, kind of the things that you'd like to see on your logo. Give that to the designer. The designer knocks that out in like a day or two. It's crazy. And then it goes on to the web designers, and that can take, it's a back and forth with you on what you want to put on the website, and that's a couple day process. So you can literally go from not having a business name at all, to having a business name, having a logo, having your business cards ordered, and a website up. All of that within a week. And we do provide all those services. You don't have to go through us, obviously. But like I said, I put the link up in the chat section, and I'll put it below too. I don't have it below yet. So that's how simple getting a business up and running can be. It can almost happen overnight. So that's pretty cool. So that should not stop you from starting your own bookkeeping business. You can have a web presence all in a very short amount of time. And that's the first piece of getting to where you're actually talking to clients, potential clients. You get the branding done, then you do some effective advertising, which we'll talk about in the next videos, and then you're going to be talking to potential clients, and we'll talk about all that coming up too. And so just a couple little points on the branding that I want to make is that a lot of people wonder if they should have a separate phone number than the one, maybe their cell phone or something. But and I did that for a lot of years. And also the question of if they should have an 800 number. So back in the beginning, I had an 800 number, and then I had a different number besides my number. But in the end, and what I've been doing for probably the last 10 years, is just having my cell phone number right there. Make it easy for people to get a hold of you. You don't want to have all these. For one, an 800 number looks too big. You want to you really want to be, it's, I guess, whatever your target audience. If you're trying to target everybody in the in the country, then maybe an 800 number's better. But for me, I've just always been using my cell phone number. I don't have a landline, haven't had one for ages. I just have a cell phone, and I just use that for about the last 10 years. I've just been using my cell phone number on everything. Uh, and I do screen calls. If I don't know who's calling me, I don't answer it, mainly because of the spam, people trying to sell stuff. But they will leave a message, and I'll call them back. And so I just use my cell phone number on everything. And also, and another big point of that is when people are looking at your branding and they see your area code, it's important that your area code is the same as their area code. So, or right next door kind of thing. Because they don't, if your area code is in a different state than what you're marketing, than your target audience, that it just doesn't ring professional. So I would have, if you're in an area, I'm in 760 area code, and that's my target audience for the most part. So I target to 760 area code people, and I have a 760 area code. So that it makes them feel like you're more local, because you are, and it's just overall more professional looking to have your local phone number versus like a big 800 number, or an out of town phone number would be really wrong. So definitely consider putting your own or just getting a different number. You can also get like a Google number that forwards to your phone number. That's fine too. But again, you'll want it to be the area code that your target audience is. Some people are cautious about having their actual phone number, or cell phone number on their branding, and I understand that because I did it. I was too, but just in the later years, it just hasn't bothered me at all to do that, and it's a lot easier. One less number to worry about and deal with, and then also another point about, and this kind of falls in the line of branding. It's just a little add-on, but when you're emailing people, you want so at the bottom of your email, where your name is, that's called your signature of your email. You want to have a nice looking email signature. So when you're so if after we get into advertising, how to advertise, people will be emailing you asking about your services, or wanting to hire you, and when you reply with your email, you want your email should be with your domain name. So whatever your name is, dot or at your domain name that you got .com. So it is okay to use a Gmail, but it looks more professional to have your domain name as your email address. So when you are setting up your when you're getting your hosting, which I'll talk about in a second, you want to get an email address with that domain name, so that when you do communicate with people, it looks more professional. So all of these things combined make your business look really professional. And getting back to the email, at the bottom of your email is your signature. You want to have that look nice too. You want to have your name. If you have any credentials, you can put, like I'm a CPA, so it's my name comes CPA. Then your phone number, they'll know your email address, but you can put that there. Website, you can put that there. So it's nice to have a good looking signature in your emails. So when you're communicating with somebody, you send them an email, it's not just your name down there, or even nothing down there, or you want to have it look professional. So just kind of scroll through some of the emails that you receive and keep an eye out for that, and see what kind of signatures people use, and see what looks nice to you. There's no need to get too busy with it. And also when you put images in there, those don't always come through on somebody's email, so that can take away from it, I think. Just simple text, just your name, maybe your definitely your website, phone number, the simple stuff. You don't have to get too fancy with it. So that's important. That's all part of this big branding thing of looking professional that you want to have. And any of those that fall short really make your whole picture a little less attractive. So if your logo's not done by a professional, not good. Website's not looking professional, not good. You've got some out of town or 800 number, not good. When you send them an email, it's not, you don't have a signature in there, that's not good. So any one of these things off is can kind of ruin the whole thing. And if you definitely have a couple of the things off, you're definitely not in good shape. So, okay, so that's the spiel on branding. There's not a whole lot to it. You just have to do it all right. And because again, this has to be buttoned up really nice so that you can do really effective advertising, which we'll get to. So let's start looking at the questions that you might have, and if you have any, post them up, please. We'll talk about them. Oh, and by the way, I've opening all of this up, and I do have a donate link in the description down below, and I want to appreciate everybody that's donated so far. It really helps. And if you're not in a situation to donate, I totally understand. So don't feel bad. All right. So Brenda asks, how does Treasure Valley Bookkeepers sound? I think it sounds great. So you want to check and see if the domain name's taken. So if you're really serious about that, I would get on it right away, because if anybody else is watching this, they might like it too and grab it. So only one person can have that domain name, so then it's first come, first serve. But I think that sounds great. It sounds really good, actually. Went to the library to find out. Yeah, just go to godaddy.com, type it in. I could do that right now, but yeah, just take you a second. That's nice. Thanks, Brenda. That means a lot. So can you, Yvonne asked, can we say in our branding, outsourcing bookkeeper? That sounds not very, I wouldn't do that. The word outsourcing, I mean, it depends on how you say that. That sounds like you're outsourcing the work that you get. So if I would describe that a little bit better with it, I assume you're trying to say that you're targeting businesses that want to outsource their bookkeeping. And so I would change the wording on that a little bit. Because outsourcing bookkeeper sounds like you're outsourcing it. Maybe outsourced. But I'd probably just take outsourcing out of it and reword it. It's just my opinion. Yeah, so we'll talk about all the things that you need to get going, but it is not much. You really just need a computer that works and has internet access, and take my program we give you everything you need, but you can definitely do it on your own too. You just need a lot of determination and desire to make it happen. You can't go into really most things. It's definitely going into different careers and career paths with just kind of a half-hearted attitude. You have to jump in fully. And I see it. BookkeepingLife's been around for 2 years now, and I see those that make it and those that don't. And the difference between those that make it and those that don't is simply drive. Because like I said, we give you everything else you need. If you need QuickBooks training, we have courses on that. We do the logos and websites if you want those, and the community's here to help you. All of that is everything you need, except we can't give you the drive and determination. You have to bring that to the table. And I've seen it over the last 2 years. Those that make it and those that don't, and those that make it have that peace, that drive and determination. So, all right, Naz. So if you're operating under a business name rather than your own name, you have to register the business. So, I think I'll do a whole video on that. What about? Anybody can get a domain name. Anybody can get a domain name and put up a website. And then it really comes down to the town that you live in, whether or not you need to get a business license or not. You do not have to be to create a formal, like a different business entity, like an LLC, S Corp. You can be a sole proprietor to start. And that is what I recommend in the beginning. You don't until you know that things are going to work. I was a sole proprietor for a lot of my first years, and I've been doing this 20 years, so I always have to kind of think. But I definitely was a sole proprietor first few years until I knew that it was going to work, and also the cost to have a business, because it's another tax return. I was doing my own taxes, so it didn't matter. But if you're not doing taxes, you're going to have another tax return that has to be prepared by somebody that you have to pay, and then you have to pay to have the company formed, which you can do on LegalZoom for not too much, several hundred. But you don't have to necessarily. It depends on the area that you're living in, whether you need to go register your business with the county or the Chamber of Commerce, that kind of thing. But none of those are big deals. They're probably $10, and it's also not something that you have to do before you get up and going. You could literally after watching this video, you can go on GoDaddy, get a domain name, get a logo and website all going this week, and you don't have to register anything to do any of that. And then once the business starts rolling, stuff like that, you check with your local, your county and the city that you're in, and see what kind of, if working from home, what kind of requirements, if you need a business license to do that. And I'm sure they do, because they want money. But I know lots of people that operate just out of their home, and just like I do. So the formalities of it, each town is going to have a different formality for that. So Aaron, we'll talk about how to advertise and all of that. Yes, do we contact businesses ourselves, or is the hope that they will contact us? So there's different strategies, and I'll go over those in an upcoming video. Today I just wanted to talk about the branding part, and your questions are really about the advertising, getting in front of the clients. Good question. So Brenda, how much does it take to cost for my course? So it depends. We have different programs. It depends on if you want logos and business cards and website or not, and also if you want QuickBooks training or not. So it depends on. There's 6 different options, and you can compare them. I'll send you a link right now. So Brenda, here's the programs page. You can compare them. Like I said, so some come with QuickBooks training. Some people don't know QuickBooks, so they need the training as well. There's an excellent QuickBooks Online course in there. It's all the fundamentals, all the foundation that you need to feel comfortable in taking on those first easy clients. And then some people already know QuickBooks and don't need that. Some people already have a logo or are going to get a logo somewhere else. Same with websites. So that combination, that matrix, creates 6 different options. Okay, so just check that page out and let me know. So Cindy's asking, if you're a sole proprietor, are you open to liability? So that's a legal question. We won't really talk about that too much on this branding video, but it's my opinion that no matter what entity type you are, you can be liable. There's a might be a little more red tape in getting to you, but if you're the sole owner of a company that does something, and I've heard from other people that were able to successfully sue somebody that was a corporation. They were able to sue them personally. So that's a legal question. I don't try to get into that too much, but that's just from what I've heard in the 20 years that I've been operating. And knock on wood, in 20 years, I've never had any legal issues with that. So, Dania, I hope I'm saying that right. How much would I need as an initial fund to start my bookkeeping business? So, like I said, with my programs, check out that programs page. That link I just put up. You can you can get basically everything you need for like between $500 and $700, depending on what you need. But you can be fully going with QuickBooks training for like $700. $797 is the Learn Start Grow program with logo and website. So that includes everything. That includes a really awesome QuickBooks Online course. It comes with logo and a business card design, and it comes with a website. So for $797, and that's all you need. And if you, assuming you already have a computer. So Cindy, at the top of this chat, if you scroll up to the top, I can post it again. In the store, I've made the logos and websites design. If that's the only thing you're getting, you can get those at 50% off. But if you're wanting to take my course, use the link I just posted. That compares all the courses. I'll post them all again when we get done. I didn't intend to be selling my programs so much on this, but so my apologies. But you guys are asking questions about it. Yeah. So Ria, I hope I'm saying that right. How to approach clients sending inquiry by email, just charges. Yeah. So I'm going to save that for another video. We're kind of walking through the steps, each step along the way. Today's the branding. Next time it's going to be the advertising. We're going to get into how to respond to clients. That's going to be a future event in this series. We're doing a series here. And the first piece is branding, then it's going to be advertising, then it's going to be how to talk to clients, how to respond to clients. So definitely tune into that one to answer your question. But today we're just trying to stick to branding. And then we're also in this series we're going to talk about everything. So just stay tuned, and all of your questions that are not about branding will be answered. So does anybody have any other questions? If you like this video, please like it. And if you're not a subscriber, I recommend subscribing, because this is a series. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things. I'm basically sharing everything I have with you in order that you should know them. So this is the first video was kind of laying out the blueprint, and this is the branding course. And then next one's going to be about advertising. Then we're going to get into how to talk to clients, and on and all kinds of things, how to dealing with your emotions, your fear of failing, imposter syndrome. We'll talk about different levels of bookkeeping services that you can offer, the workflows. So there is a lot that we're going to be talking about. Today is just about branding. So look for, like I said, if you're not subscribed, subscribe so that you'll know when the next one's coming out. And it's probably going to be, today's Wednesday, it'll probably be Friday. So I was initially hoping to do these one per day, but I need a day in between to plan for the next one. And also I do have work I have to do, and I'm also a dad. So so I was a little over ambitious when I thought I'd be able to do one per day. But so figure about Friday, I think it's going to be for the one on advertising. So we'll cover a lot in that session. So today was just about branding. Thanks for showing up. Nice, Yvonne, you can do it. So if there's no other questions, we'll sign off for today. And like I said, stay tuned. And Cindy's asking, does the website design include the logo and business card? It does not. You would need them both. Yep. They're two separate things because some people don't want one or the other. So they're two separate things. So but the logo does come with business card design. So when you get the logo, you get the business card design, and then the website is a separate thing. But if you're going with my programs, sign up for the programs with those. If you're not signing up for my programs, then you can just buy the a la carte logo and business card and a la carte website. I hope that makes sense. I'll clarify it with links. Let me do that right now, actually. So if you want to buy just logo or website, you can do that here. And if you want to sign up for one of my programs, you can do that here. So then like I said, the programs, you can choose to have logos and websites in the program in that package. And but if you're not looking for one of my programs, then just you can buy them a la carte on the Shopify site. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But email me anytime, steve@bookkeepinglife.com. We'll sign off for today. And then we're going to shoot for Friday and talk about advertising. And there's a lot to talk about there. And then after that will be how to talk to clients and all that good stuff. We've probably got about 10 more videos to make to cover everything. So this is going to be an awesome series, and we're just getting started. So I want to thank everybody that came out, and thanks for the donations, the PayPal link down below if you're so inclined. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you hopefully Friday. All right, take care.